Hello everyone, this is the Beautifully Nasty Podcast. I am Daniel.
And I am Courtney.
Thank you so much for watching on iTunes and Google Play. So I feel amazing that you're watching this now. Listen to this right now. It's awesome.
I mean, you're not halfway lying, because, they will watch us soon, so.
Yeah, it's going to be on YouTube. But, today we have a really, really awesome episode. We're going to talk about shows. And not only just regular shows, but kid shows from the 90s and 2000s.
A little bit in between.
A little bit in
what's
between.
Changed in the past.
We're going to talk about it and see how that leads us. So, where do you want to start? In the 90s?
Yes, the 90s. The good old 90s.
I was born in 94.
Oh, so you were like right there in the middle.
Right there in the middle.
I was born in 92. So, yes, I'm old. I'm 25. Sadly.
I still watch 90s shows.
Shoot. Netflix makes everything possible for the 90s, honestly, now.
Yeah. So, what we have here is a list of kids shows from the 90s, from 15 to 1. So, we have the top 15. So, stay tuned for number 1. It's awesome. But number 15 is Are You Afraid of the Dark? Are you afraid of the dark?
Yes, I actually am.
You are? I'm very afraid of the dark. No.
Like, I know this is supposed to be a show, but, like, I really was afraid of the dark when I was a kid. Like, I was so scared of the dark that, like, I used to have a bathroom in my room, and I had to have that light on. I could not sleep without that light. Like, I thought something was going to kill me.
Yeah, I had a nightlight when I was a kid. But what do you remember from that show? Because I remember it's very hazy memories. I know I watched it, but I barely remember that show.
Okay, first off, it was a very popular show. Like, everyone at school was talking about it. If you didn't watch Are You Scared of the Dark, you were out of the loop. Like,
yeah.
But it was more like, I don't know, when I was a kid, I thought it was very creepy, like.
Yeah.
In a kid's way. Not like scary, like scary movies or anything, but like it was just creepy. Mm-hmm. I don't remember all too well what went down in the show. I do remember it was just a bunch of kids, and they were doing a lot of creepy things, but that is probably one show I actually forgot the name of. I remember the, like, little song at the beginning, and that was, like, it, and I was like, what?
Yeah, I remember the song. I remember the title. I remember the title, Are You Afraid of the Dark? I remember the art, like what it looked like. The creepiness of it. I remember commercials.
Yes, I do too.
But I don't remember actual shows. I don't remember any stories.
It's like one of those shows that, like, you know how, like, you know a bunch of good shows from the 90s, and then and then somebody brings it up and you're like, oh yeah, that one totally got me off guard. It's usually that one that you don't think about, because it wasn't like too popular. I know it's on the list as that, but it's just, to me, it wasn't really that popular.
Yeah, it's like, if I watch it now, I'll say, yeah, I remember that episode.
Yeah.
I remember that episode. But
if you can tell me the episode, it'll click. Like, I'll start remembering it. But
yeah. Number 14 is Boys Meets World.
That was my favorite show. Okay, this is probably my favorite show. Even now, I look back and I'm like, yep, that was my favorite show. Like,
I'm in the same boat with number 15. I barely remember it.
What?
Barely remember it. Oh,
man. Okay. My thing was, I had the biggest crush on, I used to have the biggest crush on a lot of people in that show. Mm-hmm. But looking back now, I'm like, why? But no, it was a really funny show. My favorite character was Mr. Feeney, obviously. Mm-hmm. Because like, Eric, the brother of the main character, he would always have this thing called the Feeney Call. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
The Feeney Call? Oh my God.
If I watched episodes, I would remember.
Well, the Feeney Call is where, like, he would go out his back door and he'd be like, Mr. Feeney! Mr. Feeney! Like, he would just, and he would get him at the most oddest time. Like, and Mr. Feeney was, like, the principal of the school that they went to. So he would come out and he'd be like, what is it, Eric? Like, it was just, it changed a lot, and it helped, I know this sounds weird, but it helped, like, in younger kids' like dating and love life.
Was it a drama or comedy?
It was a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, it was showed like how young love was and how like friendship was and like controversy in like our young lives, you know? So it really helped in a way. It helped pass time by, I really feel like. Did you see that they made a Girl Meets World?
Yes.
Now, have you seen an episode or anything?
No.
I watched an episode and it was very strange seeing them like all grown up as like parents and whatnot. But it was all right, but to me it's just overplayed now.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't catch my attention anymore. Like, and it's more for kids, you know, now.
Now, no, Jimmy Eats World.
Oh my god. So, what is the next one?
Oh, I'm so excited to talk about this. Number 13 is Rugrats.
Oh my god.
Rugrats.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
god. I can talk forever about this. It can be a whole episode about Rugrats. I remember watching the old when it first came out, the old episodes. I remember when they introduced the baby. No, I know they were babies, but
Yeah.
was it,
The younger one, the really young one.
Dill?
Dill, yeah.
Dill. I remember Dill. He was a crazy dude.
Yes.
My favorite character was Chucky. Honestly,
Really?
yeah, my favorite.
See, I have mixed emotions because I always felt like I pertained to Angelica.
Really,
I felt like I was Angelica.
you feel like you're a psycho.
Yeah. Either that or like sometimes
Obsessed with cookies.
yeah. And sometimes I did feel like I was a little like Susie too in a way. But my favorite probably was Tommy. I mean everybody was a sucker for Tommy, you know. I remember I had a little Dill, you know, the character Dill. I used to have a little Dill doll.
Yeah.
And
Dill doll.
and I remember I was in like what was it? I was in like this kids area, like my parents dropped me off at the church or whatever for all the kids and everything, and I lost the little doll. And I freaked out and I was like, "Oh my god," I started crying and everything. I threw a tantrum until I found it.
Yeah.
And it was nuts, but overall my character, Tommy. No joke.
I'm about to blow your mind.
What?
Rugrats? Okay. Rugrats is actually a fan fiction of Doctor Who.
What?
Let me explain this, alright? There's this kid who knows everything. He's smart,
Okay, yeah.
alright? He goes on these awesome adventures throughout time and space, right? Yeah, I know there's imaginations, but time and space. And they go through these crazy adventures. And what is he holding? A screwdriver. He's holding a screwdriver. And he has his companions.
Have you looked this up, or are you just saying this because of some things you've seen?
No, because there's actually a drawing of a Dalek in one of the episodes. They went to like a general store and there was a Dalek in the background. The guy who made Rugrats is actually a big fan of Doctor Who. He tried to make like a kid's version of it.
That's interesting, actually.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty neat to know.
Mind
now,
blown?
have you ever played the games?
Yes, I played like N64 Rugrats game. Like this, it was like a board game type thing.
Recently, I just saw a video on Facebook, and it showed Tommy riding Spike trying to get Chucky on the bird that's in the backyard.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god, that brings back memories." Because like
Yeah.
I used to play that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the stuff back in the day. But
Remember the movies?
oh my god,
The movies were great. I was so excited to watch it. Go to Paris. They went to Paris. They met the Wild Thornberrys. I remember. I went to Burger King or McDonald's, whoever it was, and they had these toys that came along with your meal, your Happy Meal, and they had like scratch and sniff stickers
oh
for
yes,
the Rugrats movies. I think it was the Wild Thornberrys one, and they actually stunk. They meant to stink. And I thought it was the weirdest thing. So you scratch like a banana, and it smelled really, really bad.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember that. But do you remember? Okay, so you said your favorite character is Chucky, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you remember, obviously, Chucky didn't have his parents.
Yeah.
Well, his dad, but you know they weren't together.
Yeah.
So he went without a mom for like so long.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when the other character came in, that he met another character. And I felt bad at first, but like I was glad that like somebody stepped in, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just sad. Like it was like it showed that sad part of our lives. You know what I
I'm
mean?
talking about the Asian lady.
Yeah, the Asian lady.
Yeah. And she had a child too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which they ended up becoming really close.
Yeah.
Because, like, do you remember Rugrats All Grown Up?
Yeah.
Like, I remember that was, like, really cool. I thought that was neat that they brought it back.
That was an episode in and of itself in Rugrats.
Yeah.
And then they, like, it was like a trial episode, see if anyone liked it, and people loved it, so they made an actual cartoon.
Yeah, I saw that. That actually ended up pretty cool. I mean, I liked seeing Tommy grown up, because, like, that was just...
It was the coolest thing. It was actually a really good cartoon for its time.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Yeah, number 12 is Goosebumps.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Now, I read the books. I didn't watch a lot of the TV shows.
I was going to say, I've only seen a little bit of the TV shows. But do you remember, every time I hear of Goosebumps, I know this doesn't relate to this, but I think of, who was it? He was a skeleton that was on TV and, like, used to tell, like, scary stories and stuff. Was that part of Goosebumps? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
I don't think it was, but Goosebumps was pretty cool itself. The books were great.
I read, like, all of them.
What was your favorite book, though?
I don't, there's a lot I don't remember, but I do remember one that was really good about one of the teachers was a vampire. He couldn't go outside in the sun. He was really pale.
That reminds me of the other one that I was into. Bunnicula.
I know that, yeah.
You remember when the bunny was... the bunny had to, like, suck the juice out of, like, veggies? Like, out of carrots and stuff?
The name sounds so familiar, but I don't remember any of that.
Yeah, no, that book was really good. I think it was called Bunnicula, but he was a bunny. Mm-hmm. And to live, he had to suck the blood out of, like, veggies. It was weird. But that was my favorite. And then the doll one. You know what I'm talking about? The little puppet doll, whatever. The ventriloquist doll. Oh my God. He would come after you and kill you. I remember I think they did make a little, like, episode of that. I'm not sure, but the show was good, but I really liked the book. The book was really good. Mm-hmm. Goosebumps was just one of those things that, like, my parents really didn't allow me to watch, so I used to just mainly read the books at school and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was mainly for older kids for my age. I read all the books. I didn't really watch the TV show.
Did you see that they recently have brought some of their stories and made them actual movies now, too? Oh,
they did come out with a movie with Jack Black, right? Mm-hmm, I never watched that.
I watched, like, some of it, but not too much of it. But he was the writer of the entire series. In the movie he was. Mm-hmm. And when they came to his house and found out he was the actual guy, they were, like, going through the books like, oh, wow, you know, he's even got this one. Mm-hmm. So that ended up being pretty cool. But I didn't see the ending or anything, so I don't know.
Who's the author? R.L. Stein?
I don't remember. See, like I said, I wasn't too into it.
Like
I've seen it now, of course, but...
Mm-hmm. Remember Recess?
Oh my God.
Because that's number 11.
I keep saying oh my God to all these because, like, they're so good.
They're so good. They're really good. All of them.
Like, this was definitely my childhood for sure. Mm-hmm. Every day, get off school, I would always see Recess on TV. Come home, put it on. Because Disney Channel used to play it, like, right after school.
The intro is playing in my head right now. I know.
For some reason, I think of the girl hanging upside down.
I had a lot of their toys. A lot of it. Toys. Did they have a movie?
I could have sworn I thought they did.
I feel like they had a movie.
I feel like they did too, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure. But, like, Recess ended up being a lot more than I thought. Like, I mean, for a while I just watched it, like, a couple episodes. It wasn't that big of a deal. But then it became a regular thing after school, and I got into it.
They did have a movie. I believe it was live action.
Live action?
Yeah.
Really?
I have a feeling that there was some kind of live action.
I mean, I don't believe it was live action.
Version.
I know that they did a movie of just the cartoon. It released on Disney, I think it was. Or maybe it was it on Disney? I'm not sure. But that became a really big part of my childhood, honestly.
Yeah.
My main characters that I liked was the girl with the beanie. What is her name?
That was my favorite character.
She ended up being my favorite, and then of course the main character, the guy with the backwards hat and all that. But yeah, I don't know. I thought I could dress up as them for Halloween and stuff, and I didn't turn out very well.
That was a great show. Number 10, Spider-Man on Fox. Watch any of that?
I believe I may have seen some of it, not much of it. I wasn't really into superheroes and stuff back then.
Yeah.
It just didn't catch my drift, honestly.
I mean, I remember watching it, but I feel like it was for older kids. Like I said about what was it? The other show I was talking about. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it was from like an older generation than me. So I didn't really watch a lot of it. I did watch some of it because I really like Spider-Man. I read the comics.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the comics, I remember reading some of them.
And I played the games
like
crazy.
Oh my god, the games were. I get so eccentric thinking about it.
My favorite one was Spider-Man 2 with Dr. Octopus.
Oh wait, I think I have played that one, and I remember the one where I go into the sewer where you beat the alligator looking one, the reptile looking one. What was his name? Oh, that was been so long ago.
That wasn't Spider-Man 2.
No. I'm not saying it's Spider-Man 2. I'm just saying, like, I remember Spider-Man 2, but the other one was the one where he was down in the sewer. That's the one I liked playing.
Yeah.
The one with Rhino, I remember playing that.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of good villains in that, honestly, I feel like.
Yeah.
And they got better with the games now. Even now.
There's a new Spider-Man coming out.
Oh, I want to play that one so bad.
And it's coming out for just PS4.
Oh, great.
On the console I just sold. I literally just sold my PS4 today.
Yeah.
Because I have a great PC, and it plays great games. I don't really touch my PS4.
It's sad, because, I mean, things have advanced so well.
Yeah.
And now you don't even need to have a console, like, to play games now. You can just get on the computer and do it yourself.
Really only for the exclusives, but...
Yeah.
Last of Us is coming out.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Oh.
The graphics.
Graphics has you.
I mean, when that lady dropped down on the floor and I saw her nose bend a little bit, I was like, that's amazing.
Well, I thought it was just like a movie or something. At first, when you guys were showing me, I thought it was a movie. And then when you guys were like, oh, yeah, it's The Last of Us, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Graphics are amazing.
Yeah. Really excited about this one. Football Head. Hey Arnold, number 9.
Oh my gosh. I remember the movie on this.
The movie, yeah.
And then they talk about like finishing and redoing it like now too.
Yeah, they're going to finish the whole story. Like fill all the plot holes. Yeah. Answer all the questions you're going to know about
like his parents being gone and everything.
It should come out like next year or so.
I'm so excited for that.
But Hey Arnold had the best stories. Oh my god. There were some that you would laugh. There's some that you'll cry. There's some that you're like...
They had a lot of like life lessons in that
Life lessons, yeah.
Which sounds weird, but like back then when I was a kid, that was what I looked for. Like I was like, oh yeah, this pertains to me, you know?
And every single millennial wished they had Arnold's bedroom. Like remote control bed. It was great.
I wanted that room so bad.
I wanted that room so bad too.
His grandparents were so funny though.
Oh my god, the lady. Oh, she was so cool. I inspired to be her one day.
Who was your favorite character in that show?
The grandma.
The grandma was your favorite character?
The grandma was my favorite character.
I don't know. I think it was his buddy. Like, I think his buddy was... No, hold on. Maybe, yeah. It's between that and the grandpa. The grandpa was funny.
You remember that kid? I'm okay. Eugene? Is that his name?
Yes.
Freaking orange hair.
He got beat up in like every episode.
I'm okay.
Like he's walking around on crutches and he's like, I'm okay. Like everything's perfectly fine. Like,
yeah. And it's actually kind of cool because Arnold was friends with everyone. Everyone. Even the people that bullied him, he was friends with them.
Yeah, he just wanted to help a lot of the time. Like, it just ended up being a really good show for a lot of kids. I think it helped a lot of people.
Helga, that stalker.
Oh, gosh.
Had a shrine in her closet.
For some reason, she makes me think of Angelica also. Like, growing up, it's weird.
Yeah.
Because, like, just the way she looks and then the way she acts, you know, she picks on them. Because, I mean, in reality, like, Angelica loved those babies, even though she, you know. So, I don't know. I thought it was weird. Who's our next one?
Dexter's Lab. He was great, though. Like, I like the way he took his victims to this garage, like, had cellophane.
Oh, come on. That's not even the right one.
Oh, the cartoon. Dexter's... I love Dexter's Laboratory. Because Gosh, that was like the coolest thing. Because I was a nerd when I was a kid. I'm still a nerd. But
Cartoons are ultimate best in general. Like, don't get me wrong, some like Disney Channel stuff's cool, and
Yeah.
like some real life, stuff is cool. But honestly, the cartoons are the best. And Cartoon Network was the most awesome thing back in the day.
Yes, Cartoon Network was amazing. I wish I had his lab. And there was this one episode I remember where he spent like days going through his lab. Like his lab is gigantic.
I always wondered, how in the world do you not know your son's like down there in a lab?
The electricity bill.
Right? I see memes of that now, and I'm just like, that is so true. Like, I look back and I go, why didn't they know this? Like,
Omelette du fromage.
I remember when he used to always talk to Dee Dee, his sister, and he'd be like, Dee Dee, get out of my room. Like, oh, man.
His accent.
Yeah, his accent was so weird. But, like, I don't know. That show was pretty cool.
What does this button do?
Oh, yeah. Oh, what does this button do?
And, you remember Dexter's Lab had, like, a crossover episode. Not a crossover, but, like, a spin-off episode of Justice Friends, was it?
I don't remember.
They had superhero. They had Thor. They had...
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember.
They had the Infraggable Bulk. They had the Thor. They had this Captain America guy. And
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And they had like the Flash type guy.
It's been so long.
And that was like the coolest thing. What was his name? It was like, it wasn't Captain America.
No. They were like, kind of like, I know it sounds weird, but they were like knockoff brands.
Yeah.
They were knockoff
That's the
superheroes.
point, though.
Yeah.
But I thought that was so cool. I remember watching Dexter's Lab, hoping the next episode will be Justice Friends.
I think the best part of Dexter's Laboratory, I played a game on CartoonNetwork.com. I don't know, have you ever played any games on there?
Yes, all of them.
Okay, so there was this one where it had all the Cartoon Network characters in it, and they were in like a world.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I want to play that so bad again. Like,
I can get it. After this podcast, we can play it.
That's all right. That's what we're probably going to do.
I remember what it's called. Summer Vacation.
Summer Vacation? Is that what it is?
Summer Island.
I loved that game. It was
like an RPG. You had different quests you had to do. You
Yeah.
had to go to talk to Scooby-Doo. He wanted a cookie for the mayor of Townsville.
Oh, man.
And,
I loved playing that game.
And you can play different ones.
I'd stay up. I'd try to stay up.
Yes.
Like, just to play that game.
And you had different characters, and each one was a separate game. It had like 5 games in one.
Gosh.
It was like the coolest thing. I loved it. I remember iDubbbz had a video, and his intro video was the music to that game.
Really?
Yeah. And
man.
I was like, I commented on this video, and I was like, was that the song from the Island game on Cartoon Network? And I got so many likes on that.
Yeah?
And people were like,
man.
yes, that is. Thank you so much. We've been dying to figure out what that was. So he's a fan too. Gosh, I love that game. Thank you for bringing that up. The best scientist of all time, Bill Nye. He's number 7.
Bill Nye. Oh, my God.
He had the best... Oh, my gosh. He had, like, the best format. Like, he would... had static in between each shot.
Oh,
so
yes.
it felt like a low-production show.
But that was when we were starting to grow up a little more.
Mm-hmm. He made science so interesting.
That was when we started having fun. This sounds weird. It's me mixing these two. But having fun at school. Like, when you knew that TV was coming in the room, you knew you were watching Bill Nye. Like, no matter what. That was what was playing.
Yes.
And then, like, I thought it was cool that teachers actually picked up on it, that Bill Nye was something we liked and kept playing it to teach us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that ended up working out very well. But I still love Bill Nye. Mm-hmm. Like, have you seen his new show?
Yeah. There was a Twitch streamer that follows me on my Twitter, and she was on that show.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I forgot her name. I'm sorry. But
she's gonna like comment now and be like, "How dare you?"
But yeah, it was great. I haven't seen much of it. I only seen episode 1.
Bill Nye is honestly like probably one of my, I don't want to say inspirations. He's probably one of my idols, honestly, because he's so smart.
Yes.
Taught me a lot growing up.
He's very progressive about
like,
stuff.
He taught me a lot from the TV.
Yeah. Like you're watching this episode and you like know quantum physics for some reason after the end of it.
And he did it in such a way that like it wasn't so complicated in your head. Like he used examples. He went out. He showed you things.
Visual.
Yes.
I'm a very visual learner.
And I like that about it because science can be fun if you do what you can to show people what it's like, you know, what it's about. I feel like when you just talk and you talk and talk, yeah, that's all right, but like kids aren't going to be into that, you know what I mean? So that worked out really well.
And he's still awesome now because he's very progressive about stuff. He's talking about how like changing the world, saving the environment, and even with that, he's being kind of controversial with stuff because a lot of people don't agree with him. But I feel like he's doing a good job for what.
Speaking of, did you hear what happened to him? It's been a while, but did you hear what happened to him on this Today Show or something? He was on like a morning show, and this girl, like the host,
chewed him up.
But like what I mean is when she did it, she cut him off constantly, and she said like sarcastic remarks.
I remember that.
And like I was sitting there like, you just don't talk to one of the most famous scientists like that. Like you
don't
just
talk
don't.
to a human being. Let's be basic.
Exactly.
Being. You don't talk to someone like that.
But just imagine, say if Albert Einstein was alive, do you think half of the world would be talking to him the way that we talk to like people nowadays, like how we talk about them and stuff? I mean, this guy did so much in like our world, like we wouldn't know but so much. You know what I mean?
There are scientists today. There are scientists today because of Bill Nye.
Yeah, well, I mean, and on top of that, like he still goes for what is right. You know what I mean? I mean, and that to me shows a lot of what do you call it? I want to say other words, but I'm not going to say that. It just takes a lot of confidence and courage, you know, but a lot of guts. We'll just go with that.
He made bow ties cool, even before Doctor Who.
Yeah.
He made them cool. Bow ties are cool.
So what is the next one?
The next one is Batman, the animated series. And I believe this is the one where Mark Hamill voices the Joker. If that's the one that it's on the list, then this is an amazing show. I watched it.
See, again, I watched every once in a while Batman, but again, I was such a girly little girl. It's so weird because I had girly moments when I was a kid, but then at times I look back and I'm like, oh yeah, I was totally a tomboy. But in this aspect, yes, I was. Not saying girls can't like Batman, but this girl just wasn't into it. She wasn't. Yeah. You know?
I remember watching that. Honestly, that Joker is the best Joker.
Yeah.
With any type of medium movies, that's the best Joker. Because it really got into it, got into the story of the Joker, got into the story of Batman. Batman, the animated series, was like the best thing Batman. Batman.
I haven't kept up with much of Batman in general. Have they redone the cartoons at all? Or anything?
I think... I'm not sure. I'm not really into the Batman cartoons anymore.
I was gonna say because like I don't really keep up with them that well, but
I think they are. And this episode, I mean, this cartoon spawned like movies, like big movies, like blockbuster hit movies. I remember there was a Joker inspired movie, and it was like great. It was like 2 hours long. It was amazing.
Yeah, I just wasn't into Batman that much.
Were you into Power Rangers?
Is that even a question? I still use the stickers on Facebook.
Because that's number 5. I use the stickers too.
Oh
I like the awkward sticker where they're hugging. It's like they're hugging, but hugging from the side. It's so awkward. I love it.
I thought I was one of the Power Rangers. Like I wanted to be one of them things, you know. And when they would all put together and build the big, what is it called? Mm-hmm. What did they call that?
I don't know.
I can't remember. They called it something. But anyways, when they would all like get together, like with their cars and form and all that, almost like a transformer, basically. But
Mighty Morphin.
Yeah, they were so cool back in the day. I have not seen the new one.
I remember watching it. I thought it was like the coolest thing, but looking back, it was like the corniest thing in the world. It's like low budget, but it was great. I met the blue Power Ranger at XCon in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, wow.
Blue one, yep.
It's like, how do you even know what's really under there? Like, I bet that's got to get annoying, having to wear, like, that suit.
I find the suits weird, because the black one, the black dude, yellow one is an Asian girl.
What? That's kind of messed up.
The pink one is a girl.
See, that I feel like that's just overplayed. Like, I mean, I'm not usually, like, trying to, like, you know, go in a... be so like on people for things like that, but that would have been cool if they just would have done something different for once. You know
I think it was unintentional.
Yeah.
I honestly think it was.
I mean, it's just. I mean, I guess it's just innocent mind not knowing.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it was just unintentional.
But I mean, when we were kids, we didn't look at that. We weren't like, oh.
Yeah,
why,
I didn't
you
care
know?
about that.
Yeah, we were just wanting to be the Power Ranger.
Yeah,
like
the Power Rangers were awesome. Man, that was like the coolest thing.
Have you seen the new one?
No, but I heard it's really, really bad.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Heard it's really that's sad.
Only reason why I wanted to see it was because Bryan Cranston's voice, you know.
But I feel like for kids it'll be kind of cool.
Yeah.
I was hoping they would actually redo the series.
That would be
after
funny.
the movie. I thought the movie was like getting.
I feel like that would be better than like half the shows that are on TV now. They get so boring. Like,
yeah. Steven Spielberg did a lot of movies and all that stuff. He did amazing movies, but the one thing that he spawned from his creative mind, the best thing ever, is number 4, Animaniacs.
Oh my gosh.
You can say anything about his movies.
Okay.
But Animaniacs is the best thing he ever conceived.
This is the one that fell back in my head because it's like,
Gosh.
I completely forgot about that. Like, what was the... Okay.
The song is so catchy.
Yeah, it was. It was. And honestly, I thought it was so crazy. Some of the things that they did in that show was so funny.
The wackiest thing. Like, oh gosh, the concept...
Warner Brothers was something.
The concept was so weird because it's about real life, but they had like the cartoons trying to break into the Warner Brothers studio all the time because they tried to be a cartoon. That was the coolest thing. Oh my god, the adult humor in that. They had so many adult jokes.
Every time you say Animaniacs, though, it makes me think of Pinky and the Brain. Do you remember that?
Same character. Same.
It's just like...
Same Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love
that.
that.
Was amazing too.
I just love that Warner Brothers like really put out a lot of different like characters.
Yeah.
And like little TV shows.
I
love that.
I think number 4 should be Animaniacs / Pinky and the Brain.
Yes, because that was like one of the best.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I think of them, I just think of those shows.
Yeah.
Because those are shows that don't get mentioned very often.
Yeah.
But you know.
I mean, you remember the what was it? The country song? The continent song that that one of the Animaniacs sung. He like pointed out the map and he started singing.
I know.
Each one.
I remember him doing that, but I don't remember the song. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Like if you played it, I probably would remember it. But like, I mean,
he sounded like Ringo from the Beatles. But number 3 is where all the memes come from.
Oh gosh.
All the memes come from Arthur. Number 3, the guy who wears headphones over his ears. And glasses over it. Like, where's the glasses? It's so weird.
There's like, how does his glasses stay on his head if his ears are like up at the top?
Yeah.
Like,
what in the world?
Like, I don't understand.
I thought that was a weird show.
Really? See,
I thought it was weird. I loved it though. I loved it, but I thought it was weird.
It was one of those like things where like they had the books for it too.
Was it PBS?
Yes, PBS. PBS got really good when I was younger with like Clifford and the Big Red Dog and like all those little shows. And those were more like innocent. Like like if your parents, because some parents don't allow their kids to watch like all these other different little cartoons, and that like that network really helped because it was super innocent. But I mean, I enjoy Arthur. I always thought I was like the little sister.
It was more educational than anything, really.
Yeah, it was.
But it had a lot of memes.
Yes.
A lot of memes.
It's like, I swear, every time I see, like I can't even, I don't think I could watch an episode of Arthur now.
I think I'll just laugh at the whole thing. It was great, though. I mean, it sucks, like, you're not going to get those cartoons much anymore because the funding for PBS is cut.
Yeah. There was something that went down with that. I couldn't remember
it's cut
what
like
it was.
a lot.
That's sad, though.
Yeah.
Because that used to be such a good little network.
Yeah. Doug. Doug's number 2.
Oh. Do. Every time I hear that,
which network was it on? I forgot.
Oh.
Was it Nickelodeon?
Was it? I think it was. Yeah, I think it was on Nickelodeon.
It's one of those shows I keep forgetting which one it was. I think it's Nickelodeon. I remember his dog.
What's so funny, though, is I watched a video on a guy that did the noises for that show. That's pretty neat. Like, he was actually doing the noises for the particular characters and things. And I was like, wow, that's so weird. That was done by a human. Like, I thought this stuff was just like, you know, maybe edited like through the computer or something, you know, like, nope.
That's a cool thing. Remember Scatman?
Yeah. Oh my God. Some of the things that happened in that show. Doug was just really good.
Uh-huh.
I seen BuzzFeed at one point they dressed up like the characters in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's kind of funny." Like
Mm-hmm.
to see what they would be dressed up like in real life. I thought that was neat.
That's the coolest thing. Number 1 is Pepper Ann.
Oh my gosh. Pepper Ann. Oh my god, she was my favorite.
I didn't really watch it.
What? How can you not?
I thought it was a
Pepper Ann
girly
was-
show when I was
No.
little.
It wasn't though. Like it really was just like something. It was just entertaining. It just caught your eye. Like, and honestly, I wanted to be like Pepper Ann. I mean, that was my go-to.
Well, what was the show about?
It was just about her, like in her daily life, or as a teenager, or whatever.
Yeah.
In school and stuff like that. But
Was it like an As Told by Ginger type feel to it?
sorta, but not as girly.
Mm-hmm.
Like not as like gossipy and like
See, that's weird because I didn't watch Pepper Ann, but I watched As Told by Ginger.
Oh my god! As Told by Ginger was. That was so weird. Their faces were so weird to me. Like
thought
their
it was
heads
weird.
were just like.
I like the
oh.
little kids though. They had their own hideout.
I know.
I
The
think,
voices for some of those people.
honestly, I think we should add an honorable mention. As we're talking through these shows, I remember one. That should be number 1. Rocko's Modern Life.
Oh my gosh!
And
I see the shirts and the shoes and everything, like all the stuff from like that show.
mm-hmm.
Man, Rocko's Modern Life.
It's coming back.
Is it really?
It's coming back. There's a trailer for it, and they talk about it's they're like I forgot what happened, but there was a span where they were like in a coma or not doing anything, like a hermit, being a hermit for like all these years, and then they come out and they're like, wait, it's like 2018 or 17. What's this smartphone thing? What is that? And they're talking about all this stuff that's popular now, fidget spinners,
That's really cool.
and
I did not know that. That's pretty neat, actually.
yeah, I want to watch that. And it's the same art style, and it's like the coolest thing. I want to watch it so bad. I can't wait for it to come out.
Now I'm like getting nostalgic all of a sudden.
Yeah.
But so what is next? What list of shows are we doing next?
2000s.
The best stuff.
We're in a decade later. This is what I remember. Like all the ones in the 90s, I remember a lot of it because I watched a lot of it, but 2000s, this is what I...
Yeah, like those were like the actual kid shows.
This is
like,
what I really
I feel like
remember.
the 2000s were more like when we started growing up, getting a little more older.
And focusing on the actual cartoon. I'm looking at this list, I'm like, this is the best thing that's ever come out. Number 15, Lizzie McGuire.
My favorite.
One of the few girly shows that I love. I actually loved it. I loved the movie.
But there was a lot of guys that like Lizzie McGuire too.
Yeah.
Like I mean,
But it was a very girly high school
oh yeah,
or middle school, wherever she was in.
it was like it made a lot of girls want to be just like her.
But I thought it was amazing that it had a little cartoon and real
Yeah.
life at the same time.
I thought that was neat because it was sort of showing like what's going on in her head
Yeah.
and what she thinks and how
Yeah.
she, goes through solving problems and stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, that was really cool. And Hillary Duff. Is that her?
Yep.
That was her, Hillary Duff.
Yep.
And she turned out to be awesome.
She ended up not getting into a bunch of trouble or anything like that. She was really innocent. After.
She has a kid, and
I know.
she's just like a
She
regular...
started bringing back some music, by the way.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I forgot she was a singer, too.
Yep.
The
I was into all her soundtrack. Her movie. Did you see her movie?
Liz McGuire movie?
Yes.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hey now. Hey now. Oh my god. I could go into like song on like all her songs. Like
She was one of my original celebrity crushes. I loved her.
Liz McGuire, man.
Another crush of mine when I was growing up was actually Raven. I loved Raven.
So Raven. Oh my gosh.
I loved her. Like, she was awesome. Her personality, looks. I thought she was.
I remember when they were announcing her on Disney.
Yeah.
Like when they had when they were announcing the actual show, like entire show for the first time.
Like, new show coming out. Hope you guys like it.
And they were all dancing like in the street. Like it was basically the theme song, but it was showing them dancing and singing and bringing out the cast and all that. I remember that. What's crazy though is they're actually redoing that. But they're not redoing it. I mean, I say they're redoing it. They're not redoing it. They're adding a sequel. Sort of like Boy Meets World. They're doing Girl Meets World.
Is Raven going to be on it?
Yep. Raven's going to be the
Awesome.
mom.
She's being very controversial, too.
Yeah, she got a little controversial, but like, you gotta have a voice at some time or another. Like all these characters, they have to grow up. They have to fill out the way things are. So I understand why and like the actions that they do. I mean, sometimes it can be like, why did she say that? Like, why did she do that? You know, but overall, I understand that she's just going through things. Phases in her life. Things like that.
She was on Master of None with Aziz Ansari. So the premise about Aziz Ansari, he's a celebrity.
Yeah.
And he's on different shows, and he was on the Raven show.
What?
And is like a weird thing, and he messes up on the show. But I'm not going to say anything else because it's spoilers, and you got to watch it. It's amazing. But I thought it was the coolest thing. Like, she comes out of nowhere. But the best sitcom of all time is Drake and Josh.
Oh yes.
The best number 13.
This is
Meme Central too.
And this is where siblings fought a lot constantly. Yeah. Like, this made me think of me and my brother constantly. Trying to get back at each other. Sometimes we'd have arguments and things like that led to even more bad things.
One thing I really loved about Drake and Josh is that I related to both of them a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, Drake was like, he wanted to be a rock star and he loved the music. He played guitar.
I feel like that's you for sure.
Yeah, and I was I was really into guitar, and I wanted, like, when I was little, I wanted to be a rock star and all that stuff. Everybody wanted to be that. And Josh was like the nerdy one. He wanted this Game Sphere. He wanted this and that.
Oh my gosh, I remember the Game Sphere.
The Game Sphere.
I mainly know him for Oprah.
Oprah. He ran over Oprah that one time. Yeah. Spoilers. If you don't know that, you gotta.
Or Megan.
Yeah. You remember the iCarly?
I think that's cool that she made a show after that, because everybody wondered, what went down between them all. Because they made a movie too. They made a movie. They mixed up, and what I thought was really weird was when Drake Bell was Timmy Turner for Fairly OddParents, the movie. Yeah. And I thought that was trippy.
I thought it was really weird. Also, I heard it sucked.
Yeah, oh yeah, it did. It wasn't that good to me.
I'm about to blow your mind about Drake and Josh too. So, when Drake and Josh was on All That, which we need to talk about in a second.
Oh yes.
All That was amazing. But when they were on All That, they would in between shows and all that stuff, they would do like improv stuff and just goof around. And Dave Schneider, the god of these shows here, he would see that. He will see them just like doing improv comedy, and they were arguing. Drake dropped some shrimp on the floor, and they're arguing about the shrimp, and Dave Snyder was like, "That's the show I want," and it started with shrimp. Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
Drake and Josh ended on really big shrimp.
Oh.
And the last scene, I believe,
I never noticed that.
I'm not. Correct me if I'm wrong, people, but I believe the last scene was the same exact scene that Dave Snyder saw of them arguing about shrimp. The last scene of Drake and Josh ever was how Drake and Josh started. Like the coolest thing.
I thought it was sad watching that show end.
It was the saddest thing because it's like, gosh, they grew up a little bit. Josh lost a lot of weight.
Yes.
I thought it was awesome. And Josh is still doing
I know, stuff. He's still doing good for himself. I mean, not saying Drake isn't either, but I mean, Drake's been kind of a little controversial a little bit. But
I followed them. I followed them throughout the whole, like from All That to now. Drake, I remember
they were on the Amanda show too.
Yes.
Well, Drake was, I know. I don't know about Josh. I don't remember.
Did I say All That?
Yeah.
I meant an Amanda show.
Okay, I was about to say because All That. I mean, I don't remember them being on that, but like that was a good show though.
I meant Amanda.
All That was like the Saturday Night Live for kids. Like
Gabriel what's
Iglesias?
His name? Iglesias. He started on that. That
was my childhood right there.
But yeah, like you remember Drake as the stoner dude.
Yeah, as a Totally Kyle.
And
Totally.
Knock Knock, Who's There? Bag of Fish.
Oh my gosh, that was my favorite.
That's the coolest thing.
Hillbilly Moment, that was my favorite.
Oh yeah, I remember going to AmandaPlease.com and playing all those games. And guess what? It took me a long time to realize that the
It's
Penelope
the same person.
is the same person. It took me a long time. My dad was like, that's the same person. I was like, really?
I feel like we're getting off track. What is
Yeah.
the next one? Because I'm getting excited. So
Kim Possible.
yes. I see. I knew it was something good.
Didn't you say you used to play a Kim Possible game?
Yes. Shoot. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was on my it was on a handheld, on a Game Boy, some kind of Game Boy or something. Game Boy SP.
Mm-hmm.
It was on that.
I had that.
I think it was. No, it was Advance. Game Boy Advance. Was
same thing.
yeah. But it was really good. Like, I got so into it. I could not freaking beat that game. I tried so hard. I wanted to beat Kim Possible, dude. Like, come on.
We'll get it, and you can beat it someday. You have that.
You remember
satisfaction.
Wade in that show?
Uh,
Her little computer guy that was
yeah,
selling all the
yeah,
stuff?
yeah. The little PDA thing.
I always like Ron and his, like, nachos.
Was the little tune that the thing did? The computer? It's like this little.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I remember one of my friends had that ringtone.
Yes, some of my friends do too.
A lot of
It's
people
like
did.
people really don't forget that. Like,
Yeah,
man,
and his little naked mole rat,
oh gosh,
and he really liked her.
oh yeah, I always saw them like
Yeah.
at least getting together.
Yeah. Oh gosh, Hannah Montana.
Oh my gosh,
Number
okay.
11.
So I could say a couple things about this.
I didn't really. I watched the movie.
You seen the movie?
I've seen the movie.
I forgot about the movie. Holy
No, I didn't
cow.
really watch the series that much.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Well, she was really like at first I thought she was really cool, and I knew her dad. I mean,
I had
because
a
my
huge
parents,
crush on her when I was growing up.
yeah, like my parents, they used to play like different kinds of music back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
and I heard that eventually, like Billy Ray Cyrus. I heard a lot of his music,
No, he's really good.
and I mean, come on, we're in the South. How have I not heard of Billy
Yeah,
Ray Cyrus?
if you tell me that he's not good, you'll break my heart, my achy breaky heart.
No, I thought it was cool that he was in a show with his daughter. I thought that was neat. And it was pretty cool back then because, like, her clothes, I wanted her clothes. I wanted to dress like her. I wanted to be, just like her. And then, like, as time went on, it got a little old. It just got a little outplayed
And
and
she
all
felt
that.
that too.
I think she did, too. I mean, seeing her now, though, she has not done bad for herself.
I think she had a little crazy moment.
Yeah.
I think right after Hannah Montana ended, she's like, I can do whatever I want now. I'm not contracted by Disney anymore. I can do whatever. And she went crazy. And she went twerking. But honestly, that music was really good.
Yeah, I think she let that, but I think that's like how the rest of the Disney people have come out.
I think that's how we are as people too. When we grow
yeah,
up,
like if I was, it's like when I found out like I was graduating high school, I was like, yes, I'm free, I can sleep in, and like I had moments where like I overslept for work.
But
like,
her rebel stage was so big because she's a celebrity.
Yeah.
So it's like a bigger scale, and I understand that part.
Yeah, because I mean, look at Lindsay Lohan. I mean, Lindsay Lohan strung
gosh.
out so crazy. Like I don't even know what she's doing now. I have no idea. Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes went crazy too.
She's doing okay now, I think.
Yeah, I think she got back on track.
I think she's on medication.
Yeah.
For that, and I think she's going back to college. I saw her Twitter, and she's like, "I'm going back to college."
But see, that's good. Like I think they all went through a phase after they got out from that contract.
But have you seen Miley Cyrus now?
Yes, I like her feel now. Like I really like that she's going in a good direction.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that she was bad.
No,
she wasn't. Like I mean, that was her like her daring phase, and honestly, that's what makes her her. Like I think it's great.
I remember one of the most retweeted tweets of all time is Billy Ray Cyrus looking really sad.
Oh gosh.
And the comment was like, just thinking about things. And this was when Miley Cyrus went kind of crazy.
Oh my
Like the cool, everyone still retweets
That family's so cool though.
Yeah.
Like her brother, he's a singer. He was in Metro Station. Her other brother, he's I think he's still a model, but I'm not sure. But yeah, he's modeling. And then her sister just recently come out with some music. Not too long ago. I don't know about her older sister. That's the only one I don't really know too much about. But her family's really gotten, developed. So. What about the next one?
Number 10?
Yep.
You remember The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody?
Oh, gosh. See, this is another one. Like, I'm telling you, man.
The Butler.
What's his name? Esteban. I can't say his whole name. Oh, my God. Man, I still have, like, goosebumps with Cole Sprouse because he plays in Riverdale.
Mm-hmm.
And they did really good on that. But you know what I learned from them?
What?
That they tried to like redo a show, like have it carried on sort of like that, but like them growing up. And the director was like, no, I'm not having it. But the reason why he said that was because they wanted a share of it.
Mm-hmm.
But they wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
They were like, no, we're not wanting to do that. You know? It was something to do like financially wise or whatever, but I thought it was so stupid because I really wanted to see like more of it. I mean, they ended up doing like on the cruise ship and all that, but it's nice to see Cole Sprouse in something new because they didn't act for a while. They were just on Twitter, you know, talking and stuff. And I think it's cool because Dylan Sprouse, he actually has a D&D show.
Really?
Yeah. He's got a D&D show on some kind of like network or whatever. I
Wow.
saw it on Twitter. If you go look on his Twitter, you
They're
can see all
cool.
of it.
I follow them on Twitter. And
They're funny.
They like fight. They like play fight with each other. And it's like the coolest thing. They're hilarious.
Yeah, they are.
They're hilarious. Oh my god. Number 9 is Rocket Power.
I feel like my brother relates to this more than me.
I love Rocket Power though. And then,
I mean, I loved it too, but
it's like the coolest thing. And I like the, another meme was the Hawaiian guy.
oh yes.
He's like the coolest guy. I remember it. It was,
Do you remember shoebies? If you wore socks and sandals, you were a shoebie.
I think so. Yeah. I thought it was cool because they had some life lessons in there too, and I had a lot of the toys.
I did too.
A lot of the toys. They had like the characters on the skateboards, and it was like the coolest thing.
My brother really liked that show. Like he'll still tell you like that was his all-time favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
I remember the song, the theme song. The
I actually don't.
The intro was cool. The intro was like the coolest thing.
See, isn't that sad? It was a good show, but I don't even remember the theme song.
Do you remember the Proud Family?
Oh, yes.
Because that's number 8.
Proud Family, man. I mean, I was into the Proud Family,
Was that on
but not
Fox?
as... No. That was on Disney Channel.
Disney?
Yes, Disney. Because I remember the girl that did the voice, she did the little... what was it? The little ears for the Disney Channel when they would announce the show coming on. She did that. I remember I watched the intake for that. But I don't know. Proud Family wasn't too popular for me because I just didn't really get a feel for it.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the little babies on it, but
I didn't really watch a lot of it. I watched it if it was on, but I wasn't really like excited to watch it. I was like, okay, this is on. This is cool. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
It
wasn't bad or anything.
But I wasn't like waiting to watch it. Like number 7. I was waiting to watch number 7.
What is it?
Powerpuff Girls.
Oh my god. Did you see that they redid it?
Oh god, it's stupid.
I haven't seen the new episodes or anything like that, but Powerpuff Girls was probably one of my favorites as a kid.
Oh my gosh, Cartoon Network. Oh man, that was like the coolest thing. That was the coolest thing because they had action, they had comedy, they had this lobster dressed in drag.
Yeah.
Not the coolest thing.
I always was like, Mojo Jojo.
Mojo Jojo. You know what's under his hat, right?
No.
It's a big old brain.
It wasn't it? Yeah.
He has a
See,
big
I
old-
feel like I knew that, but I
So
don't know.
you know the story about Powerpuff Girls, right?
Yeah.
The professor was like making chemicals and stuff. He actually had Mojo Jojo as a pet,
What?
and Mojo Jojo, he was just a monkey, and he knocked over Chemical X. It fell on him, on his head, grew his brain, made him smart. The Chemical X made the girls and all that stuff. It was like the cool. I remember the Rowdy Rough Boys.
I had bed sheets with Powerpuff Girls on
Oh my
it.
gosh,
It was
I
crazy.
played the games.
Yep.
Um,
I had that on my SB too.
and yeah, some people say that the Powerpuff Girls is the reason why a lot of the crap happened in Samurai Jack. It's made by the same people. And
I can see that.
One episode of Samurai Jack, you see the billboard in Townsville. He actually goes to Townsville, but it's like wrecked. It's like post-apocalyptic. And it's like the coolest thing. Oh god, Courage. That's the nightmare fuel.
Okay, I was gonna say I used to get a little scared to watch this. I used to get kind of scared because I don't know, like it was a weird humor, but it was a weird like interest.
Dark.
Yeah,
It was dark, but it was good.
yeah, like it caught me. It was like
Honestly-
I wanted to watch more, but at the same time, it was like that's creepy looking.
They wouldn't allow this type of cartoon now.
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think parents would have allowed their
No.
kids to watch it as much.
It was good though. The art was
Yeah, it
good.
was.
I loved the art, and it was nightmare fuel though. I had nightmares.
So good
from it.
though, so good.
Yeah.
Stupid dog. Oh my god, that was
Oh, he died recently, I think. The voice of him.
Really?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Oh no.
Um,
See, it'll never be the same.
they had a good story. Like,
Yeah, they did.
You remember It's a Gerbil's World?
No.
It's a Gerbil's World? And, like, Courage was going through this, like, ride, like Disney. And they kept singing, It's a Gerbil's World. Over and over again. It was, like, the creepiest thing.
I did not see that. I don't remember that.
Man, you remember the naughty guy? He, like, shaved people?
No. See,
You don't remember
it's
that?
been so long, I don't remember half of this episode.
You remember Return to Slab?
No.
Return to Slab is like this ghost guy. It was funny because one of the characters, like a duck, it was like a duck.
I feel like I remember that.
Ringo
At least the
Starr
duck.
from the Beatles voiced the duck.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Hmm.
Wild Thornberries. Why is this in 2000s?
Yeah, because it was with Rugrats, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we got the
Well,
wrong.
we can talk about Wild Thornberries anyway because it's amazing.
Yeah, Wild Thornberries. Wow, I can't speak.
That was awesome. The art was great.
Yes.
Story was great.
Booga booga. Like I don't know. Like
Look.
I feel like the little boy in the show. I think he was just crazy.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I feel like that's my brother. Like honestly.
That.
The dad was so cheesy. Do you
Yeah.
remember when they did memes of him?
Oh, he's a meme too. All these are memes. He's like the coolest thing, smashing.
Smash.
I always wanted her power to talk to animals.
I know.
That's like
That was one of those like knowledgeable shows. Like you learned in that because like she would talk about interesting animals.
Yeah,
and, like,
that
things.
and Hey Arnold was in like this category of life lessons and stuff.
It was one of those cartoons that like because not that many cartoons can get into like life lessons. It's usually like I don't know. It's usually just for entertainment, you know.
Yeah.
So that really did good. I really liked that show.
I loved it when they met the Rugrats.
Yes,
That was
I did.
awesome.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah. Had their own movie. Did they have their own separate movie?
Yeah, both of them together.
No, just one Wild Thornberries movie.
Oh,
Without no Rugrats.
I'm not sure. I don't remember. It's been so long. I don't know.
But I remember the intro of them.
I
Like,
could have sworn I thought they did.
the camera panning to the car. I remember the intro.
That thing has been through everything. The little mobile.
Mm-hmm.
It's been through everything.
Have you seen Teen Titans?
Actually, I have not.
You have not?
I have not.
That's the best thing Cartoon Network has ever come out with.
I wasn't really into it. A lot of my friends were like talking about it at school and stuff. It wasn't really, I don't know, it just didn't catch me.
I thought it was cool. Beast Boy was my favorite character. He turned into any animal. This is when Robin from Batman was like a teenager. These are all like DC characters
Gotcha.
from when they were kids.
See,
Or
that's crazy.
teenagers. And it was awesome. They even had the Teen Titans was like an old show in like the 60s. And then they redid it. And
I did not know that.
yeah, there was an old Teen Titans. The new one, Teen Titans Go, the worst thing Cartoon Network has ever conceived.
Oh gosh.
So it's both the best and the worst. And I played the games. It was great. I loved it. It was great for its time. I think it was on Toonami. Not sure. Or maybe it was right before Toonami. But Jimmy Neutron.
Oh my, this is my field over here. Yes. Do you
The
remember?
3D animation was so weird.
It was. But
It
I
was
loved
great.
Sheen. Sheen was my favorite. He was so stupid and funny.
He was so awesome. I mean, you remember that one episode where he was like a genius? And he controlled everyone?
Oh yes, that was a little freaky. I thought that was weird.
Remember the Attack of the Pants?
Like the episodes on that was just, I don't know. They were so strange, but they were funny though.
Yeah.
Like, do you remember when they went with Timmy Turner off of Fairly
That's
Odd
the
Parents?
coolest thing. Why
That was a
isn't
cool
that
mashup.
on the list?
See, why isn't Fairly Odd Parents even on a list? Because like honestly, they were one of the best.
Yeah, Butch Hartman is amazing.
I mean, who doesn't remember Green Goose, Lava Juice,
You don't even
Giant Steak, Birthday Cake?
Birthday
I mean,
cake.
come on, that stuff was like the most coolest thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know.
But like Jimmy Neutron, he was like the same thing with Dexter's Lab. I always envy him having a lab and stuff. He knew everything.
And he was so smart.
Why did he go to school? He didn't have to.
How about the little dog?
The little
I
dog.
thought the little dog was cool. The little robot dog.
Oh yeah, the dog.
like,
yeah,
bark, bark.
Yeah, what's his name?
It
started with a G.
I can't remember.
Started with
His
a G.
dad was so silly.
His dad, yeah, he liked ducks and pie.
I've seen some memes of his dad.
Oh yeah, he's a meme too.
Why is it that cartoon dads are always like major memes? Like, what is that about? Like,
I don't know. You remember? Oh God, the big fat guy. What's it called? What was his name called?
Shoot, the one that like llamas. I don't remember.
Llamas. He liked llamas.
I don't remember.
You remember the movie? It came out before the cartoon.
Yep.
Sydney was in
Yeah,
it.
because I remember they made Jimmy Neutron a show afterwards, and and I was just like, oh my god, I loved it. Like,
yeah, it was great.
Man, I don't know, and things have changed since then. It's crazy.
I remember one episode, it was really funny. They went to space, and Shane was like, "So Jimmy, why don't we need helmets in space?" And then Jimmy Neutron started to explain it, but something happened, and you couldn't hear it. You could just see him talking, but you couldn't hear it, and it was like the funniest thing. And at the very end of it, he's like, "So that's why."
Yeah, I can see that. That
And,
sounds like something.
The humor in that was so great, and I remember, with the Fairly Odd Parents, I remember that.
I thought that was pretty neat.
That's the coolest thing. Avatar. Seen Avatar?
See, that was another thing. I seen maybe a couple
It was
episodes.
Really deep.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is number one. Avatar is number one, and I understand why, because it was the story was so rich, the animation was so good, and it was great.
See, I was more into like, I think around this time I was
the
into
comedy
like,
stuff, the funny ones.
yeah, but like I was more into like Code Lyoko. Do you remember that?
I remember Code Lyoko.
Code Lyoko was my thing, and then I was into like Totally Spies and just like all these like
Code the
several.
Spies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason I loved them. I don't know why. It was just such like, oh, speaking of, do you remember Sailor Moon?
Sailor Moon, yeah.
See, that was my show.
I remember Sailor Moon.
Like everybody talks about like, you know, Dragon Ball Z and all this other mess. And don't get me wrong, I've seen some of Dragon Ball Z, so I know some of the characters and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But Sailor Moon was my area.
Sailor Moon's still popular. You get a Hot Topic.
Did you know they're redoing it actually?
Really?
Yes, they're
They're
redoing
redoing Sailor Moon?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They're redoing it. Yep. I only heard it from a friend, so I don't know all that's too true. But I was like, when she told me, I was like, wow, this is crazy because I loved Sailor Moon. Like, I wanted to be just like her.
Who didn't?
Yeah.
I mean,
The little kitty was my favorite. The little black kitty. I love the little kitty.
I remember the dude who always gave her a rose or something.
Oh, yes.
Remember
yes.
that?
I do remember that. Man, things have changed since back in the 90s and 2000s. And it's hard to believe that, like, it hasn't been that long ago in a way. But at the same time, like I feel like it's only been, like, 5 years ago. But, like, you've probably seen the memes where it's like, actually, that was, like, 10 years ago.
Yeah, the 90s was 1,000 years ago.
No, I mean the 2000s. Like,
Yeah.
2009, I mean, that's been a good bit ago.
Almost 10 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, things have changed so much. I mean, even toys have changed. Like, I am not kidding. Okay, I remember having a CD player.
Mm-hmm.
A CD player. You know what they have now? iPods and phones.
I remember having a giant CD player, stuff it in my pocket, have a huge disc bulging out of my pants,
Yep.
and having like a disc like
And
spinning.
you had to make a CD. You were so cool if you had a CD made with all your different like songs that you liked.
I had a
Like
mixtape.
mix CDs.
And you write it with Sharpie on there?
Yes, and you just like, it's this song for number one, this song for, you know.
I used
like-
to do that. I used to go to LimeWire,
Yes.
and I download
the worst.
get a bunch of viruses.
Right?
My dad was like, "What have you been doing to my computer?"
I thought it was so cool though, because I was like downloading illegal music, doing whatever.
I'm
But
a
I
cool-
look back now and I'm like, that was probably wrong.
Yeah.
So, I don't know,
Very
man.
illegal. Well, I mean, we just confessed it to the entire world.
Who cares? It's not like there's not
Everyone-
one person that downloaded it. And
Everyone
didn't,
did that.
you know,
I remember
they
the
thought
Weird
of
Al song, "Don't Download This Song."
it.
It's a song about don't downloading it.
Speaking of
And I'm
Weird Al,
downloading it from
I tell
LimeWire.
you, Weird Al was pretty good to listen
Oh
to.
gosh.
Music from that decade too was just so good.
Oh, the 90s music? Oh, we got Smash.
I'd rather listen to them than today's time.
I think the whole 90s decade was a meme itself because Smash Mouth. All
Oh
that.
yes,
Did I say all
the
that?
fact that
All-Star.
All-Star, all that,
All that.
You must be really obsessed with this
I
all
love
that
all
show.
that. I love all that. It's great.
Speaking of Keenan and Kel,
Keenan and freaking... We
Keenan
forgot
and
about
Kel.
Keenan and Kel.
That was one of the best.
We forgot about Keenan.
Orange soda when you used to
Orange
love orange soda.
I do.
Oh my
I
gosh.
do. That was so good.
It's like,
And
how is that not on the list?
they had.
You know,
I remember the dad, and whenever he got really mad, his eyes bulged out, and like the funniest thing. And Kel would completely destroy everything.
yeah.
He just like they had.
They're still doing stuff now.
Yeah, Keenan is on.
Keenan
Saturday
has
Night
gone
Live.
so far with
He was-
his career.
He was
It's
on
amazing.
Kangaroo Jack. No, that was someone else.
I was about to say,
That
what?
was someone completely different. Yeah, he's on Saturday Night Live. He's on SNL. Apparently Keenan does not like Kel.
What?
Yeah. Someone asked Keenan was like, what about Kel? Or do you two hang out? And he was like, no, we really don't like each other that much.
That's crazy.
But
That's like a heartbreak.
Kel's a
for
rapper.
People are in the 90s
He's a rapper.
and like the 2000s. Is he?
He's a rapper now.
See, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, that reminds me of like Little Bow Wow. Like when I used to listen to Little Bow Wow and I used to watch Like Mike. That is my brother's favorite
Like
movie.
Mike? Yeah.
Yes. I was like, yes, I want to be just like him. I want to be like, Michael Jordan. That movie was cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my favorites. But
Michael Jordan.
I didn't like number 2 though.
Space Jam.
Space Jam was cool too.
Space Jam was amazing.
Yeah. Honestly, I wish that I could just be a part of Space Jam because that was just a cool movie.
I used to have it on VHS and watched it almost every single day.
It's even on shirts now.
It's on shirts.
Like when
I've
I
seen a
see
lot
that
of people-
stuff, I'm like, oh my god.
I've seen a lot of people with Space Jam. I heard they're going to try to redo that.
Really?
They're going to try to, but it's like just they're thinking about it. Nothing has been done yet, but they're thinking about it.
Bugs Bunny was like the coolest one in that
Mm-hmm.
entire movie. Like that was one of my favorite in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't believe it's been so long. Man, it's like crazy to think
It's been
how
a
much
long
has
time.
changed. And we like we're major on the internet now, like we're so into the internet. It's crazy to think about.
If we played Space Jam right now on mute, I can tell you the dialogue. I can tell you the words that they're going to say. Even the music that's playing in the background.
See, that's trippy. Like,
Yeah, I watched a lot of Space Jam. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. But,
so I feel like we covered a majority of actual the 90s, honestly. Because,
Yeah,
I mean, TV
like-
shows and movies and all that was the coolest stuff back then.
what was your favorite thing from this list? 90s and 2000s. What's like your favorite thing? Number one.
Okay.
What's your number one?
90s. Ooh.
Both of them together.
Oh, together
Yeah.
out of all of them?
Everything.
Oh, that's hard. Hey, I see where you forgot to mention Zoe 101.
Zoe 101? I forgot about Zoe 101.
Zoe 101 was, okay, Britney Spears used to be, for some odd reason, I was so into Britney Spears.
Zoe 101 is number 5 in 2000s, by
He
the way.
skipped 5.
I forgot that.
But no, Zoe 101 was pretty cool. And then, that whole controversy of her having a kid, and all
Yeah.
that. But I had to say, if I had to pick out of all of them, would probably be That's So Raven.
That's So Raven?
Yep, That's So Raven. Because I've always loved that show. Always. I could watch it over and over and over again.
I'm stuck between Dexter's
She's like,
Lab.
you little nasty.
I'm probably going to say Bill Nye.
Bill Nye?
Yeah.
Nice. Nice choice.
I'm probably going to say Bill Nye, but I'm stuck between Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Bill Nye,
I know.
Animaniacs.
It's like you just want to pick the whole entire
But
list.
I'm probably going to say Bill Nye because it had the comedy, it had the education, it had Bill Nye.
Yeah.
Um,
Don't forget the main character.
Bill Nye, the science guy.
Who was the best supporting character? Bill Nye.
Speaking of supporting, thank you so much for supporting us.
Oh
this
yes,
podcast.
yes. Well, yeah. We really do appreciate you guys. We have seen so much change just from like the first video.
Yeah.
I'm having people every day come up to me.
There's someone at my job that's like, when's episode 3 coming out? I'm already catched up. I'm already caught up.
Which
This is
it's just crazy to see the feedback. Like, and I do encourage you guys, please leave comments. Like us on Facebook and like us on, YouTube and all that.
yeah. Even if you're friends, family, or a stranger on the internet, comment below. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like, because that's the only way for us to improve and grow.
Yeah, because we want to be better for you guys.
Like if you
know?
absolutely hate it, just tell us why, and we can grow from that. And,
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. Likes will help us. Dislikes will even help us.
Subscribe to us on YouTube. I mean, it really means a lot to see the love and support. Like, it really does.
Yeah.
And I think we're probably one of the only podcasts in our area for right now. I
looked up Myrtle Beach podcast, and I can't find any other one. I think we're the only one. But I mean, if you do podcast in Myrtle Beach, we'd love to.
Yeah, if you guys know of anybody, I mean,
put
them in there. We would love to collaborate, and we would love to push them up, push them forward, lift them up, because I mean, we're all about helping other people.
Yeah.
But this is farewell for us. I mean, go like us on YouTube, subscribe, go to our Instagram page. We have an Instagram page.
Instagram.
I've had a lot of people ask, about iTunes. This is all free. You can listen to us
it's free. Absolutely free.
On iTunes, on SoundCloud, on, Google Play. Like, we're everywhere.
iTunes, they cost for a lot of podcasts, like 99 cents to download.
Oh, really?
But for us, it's free. Always going to be free.
Yeah.
So you can download it if you want.
Yeah, like, we're never going to make it to where it's impossible for you guys to, like, listen to it.
$15 a month. No, we're not going to do that.
No. But once again, it was great talking to you guys this evening, and we really enjoy our episodes, and we get too excited for every one of them. And we want to hear more from you, But for now, we will see you again next time.
Episode 4.
Yep, on episode 4.
I love you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. See ya.